Good morning, students. Welcome back to the online class of Business Studies. Today we will move forward with our chapter 1, that is Nature and Purpose of Business. Today we will do the classification of business activities. So, classification of business activity first of all belongs to two main parts. It has been divided to two main parts that I have explained you in the flowchart in the previous class, that business activities are divided into two main parts, that is industry and commerce. So today I am going to explain you these two terms and their types. So first of all, industry. Industry refers to an activity which converts raw material into useful products. So it involves all the process of production and processing, which involves all activities like rearing and reproduction of animals or other living species. So these industries are further categorized into two broad categories, that are primary industry, extractive industry, secondary and tertiary. So first of all we will discuss primary industry. So primary industry includes those activities through which the natural resources are used to provide raw materials for other industries. So in this you can say it is concerned with extraction of natural resources and reproduction of living species. So first of all it has been divided into two parts, extractive and genetic. So these extractive industries involves extraction of something from natural resources. You can take example minerals from earth like coal, iron ore, diamonds. These are the resources which has been used as the minerals, and these are natural and provided by the nature to us. Fish from rivers and seas, timber from forest. So these all are the part of extractive industries which directly use raw material from other industries. Then we move to genetic industries. These industries are those industries under which the breed of animals and vegetables are improved and made more useful, like poultry farms, dairy farming, fish, cattle breeding, etc. These are going to provide the animal and vegetables from these resources. Like poultry farms, we can use eggs of hens, etc. In dairy farming, which gives the dairy items like milk, cheese, etc. to us. So the primary industry is generally executed for natural resources and the resources that are going to provide you the product for that. So next one is secondary industries. So under this industry, new products are manufactured by using the previous produced things. For example, producing cotton is a primary industry and manufacturing cloth out of cotton is a secondary industry. I can give you one more example, like producing sugarcane is a primary industry and manufacturing sugar out of sugarcane is a secondary industry. So these are divided into three main industries: manufacturing, construction and tertiary. So first we will discuss manufacturing industries. These industries convert raw materials or semi-finished goods into finished goods. For example, paper from bamboo, sugar from sugarcane. It can be further divided into new part that are analytic, like different things are manufactured out of one material, like petrol, diesel, gasoline out of crude oil, like these products are coming out of a crude oil. Then processing, those industries wherein useful things are manufactured by making the raw material to pass through different production process, for example steel from iron ore, sugar and paper industries. Then synthetic, in this many raw materials are mixed to produce more useful products like paint, cosmetic, cements. Then the last one is the assembly, wherein the parts manufactured by different industries are assembled to produce new and useful products like computers, watches, car, television, etc. So next secondary industry is construction industry. Construction industries are involved in the constructions of building dams, roads, bridges, as well as tunnels and canals. These industries use the products of manufacturing industries such as cement, iron, and steel. The unique feature of these industries is that their product cannot be transferred or shifted to the market. They are constructed and remain at a fixed site only. The last secondary industry is tertiary or service industry, which includes those industries which help business to move smoothly, like transport, banking, insurance, storage, and advertising. So tertiary industries facilitates or provided services for the smooth flow of goods and services. This industries helps in the activities of the primary and secondary industries. These industries provide services which supports the activities of primary and secondary industries. That's why it is known as tertiary or service industries. So now we will move forward to our second activity, that is commerce. Commerce refers to all those activities which are concerned with the transfer of goods and services from the producers to consumers, or you can say which help directly or indirectly in the distribution of goods to the ultimate consumer. There will be no use of producing goods unless and until these goods reach the ultimate consumer. So goods are produced at one place and consumers are scattered at different places. The consumers are not aware of what kind of goods are produced by the manufacturer. So goods are produced in large quantity and demanded by consumers in a small quantity. All these problems like hindrances of place, hindrances of knowledge, hindrances of storage, etc. are solved by the commerce. So in a simple language, these are helping in distributing goods and services to the final consumers. So as you can see in the table, you can see commerce, which is divided into trade and auxiliaries to trade. So these auxiliaries to trade are transportation and communication, banking and finance, insurance, warehousing, advertisement. So the first and the most is a transportation. So transportation remove the hindrance of place. So goods are produced at one place, whereas consumer are secreted in different corners of the company. So with the help of the transportation, the gap between producer and consumer is removed by providing the goods to the final consumer. Then the next one is banking and finance. So it remove the hindrance of a risk, because there are different type of risk which a businessman has to face. So the insurance branch of commerce help in removing the hindrance of risk by providing protection and compensation to the insured. Next is helps in removing the hindrance of person. A large quantity of goods are produced by the group of persons called producers. So these goods are produced for another group of producers. those are called consumers. So there is no direct relationship between producer and consumers. So the trade segment of commerce create a link between producers and consumers. Trader helps in exchange of goods and services from producers to consumer, hence it removes the hindrance between producer and consumer. Then hindrance of time, it helps in removing the hindrance of time. We can take one example. For example, wheat, rice, pulses are in demand in some particular seasons. On the other hand, some goods are produced throughout the year but are demanded in a particular time, so you can kept in them warehouses. So warehouses remove the hindrance of time where you can kept the goods which are not in demand till the demand of those goods came. Then the hindrance of exchange, the goods and services produced by manufacturer are sold to the buyer in exchange of money. The common medium of exchange is circulated by the banking branch of commerce. So bank helps the buyer and seller in making and collecting payments. So it removes the hindrance of exchange. Then the hindrance of knowledge, which helps in educating the consumer about the new goods produced by manufacturer, because as there is no direct communication between the manufacturer and the ultimate consumer. So the advertisement branch of commerce help in removing the awareness or by spreading the awareness of the new products and their utilities. So it remove the hindrance of knowledge. So commerce includes two type of activities, that is trade and aids to trade. So trade just refers to buying and selling of goods and services with the objective of earning profit. So it is classified into two categories: internal trade, external trade. So internal trade that take place between the geographical boundaries of a country. So it has been classified into two categories: wholesale trade, retail trade. It refers to buying and selling of goods in large quantities. A wholesaler buys goods in large quantities from the producer and sell them to other dealers. He serves as a connecting link between the producer and retailer. Second, retail trade. It refers to buying of goods and services in relatively small quantities and selling them to the ultimate consumers. The next is external trade. The trade that take place between two countries and out of the geographical boundaries of our own country. So it has been divided into three parts: import, export, and interport. Import trade, if goods are purchased from one other country, it is called import, means if we are going to purchase a good from some other country. Export, if we are going to sold our own goods to some other country. Antiport, in which more than two companies are involved. For example, Indian firms may import some goods from America and export the service to Nepal. Means in these three countries are playing part. The middle country who is importing the goods to his own country is not going to use them but going to serve it to the third country. That is antiport trade. The next is auxiliaries to trade. So all those activities which help in removing various hindrances which arise in connection with the production and distribution of goods are called auxiliaries to trade. So transportation and communication, banking and finance, insurance, warehousing, advertisement, all are the part of auxiliaries to trade or aids to trades, which we have discussed in commerce, like transportation and communication, how it removes the hindrance of place; banking finance, which removes the hindrance of exchange; insurance, which removes the hindrance of risks because we are going to insure our all goods under one roof; warehousing, which removes the hindrance of demand. When the goods are in demand, we are going to give them to the consumer on that particular time. Advertising who is going to reduce the hindrance of knowledge. So under that you can see there is one assignment. You have to do the full assignment and go through all the notes carefully and make your own notes out of these files. And you can see in addition we have given you a revision sheet. In this revision sheet you can take the help or reference from the previous notes of the chapter 1, and then you have to do all the question that I have mentioned in this revision sheet. So please do it carefully and revise all the work which we have done in our previous class, and do the work of this week also. All the best. Good day.